Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 23. We're getting close to that turn 30, and we're not dead yet, so... mission accomplished, I guess? Let's jump into things. Alright, so we've got a couple of different things going on. One, we've got a dire portent. Our first global goes up. And it is Kailasa casting Mother Oak, actually. That's really interesting. I think this is doubly interesting because, one, obviously we're in a game with Pangea, and Pangea is typically the Mother Oak caster if they're in a game. I think anyone other than Pangea kind of, that casting Mother Oak when there's a Pangea in the game kind of, it's not quite a declaration of war, but it could be close, basically. And to make things even more complicated, or more interesting, depending on the situation, right? Kailasa casts Mother Oak, and it kind of paints a target on their back, and they're right next to Pangea, who has just devoured Tirnanog. So this seems like a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays out for them. But in my mind, I would immediately be like, well, fuck. Why would Pangea not just go for Kailasa at this point? If they're already strong, they're strong enough to roll over Tirnanog. Obviously, so if we look at things, Kailasa assisted or vultured, right, on Tirnanog. But I don't know, man. Like, that seems like a bold move. Next up, we have a battle in Neotha. Check this real quick. And this is one of my little contingents led by NC2, with a mixture of Urgard and Chosen, with a couple of Mushushus, up against some Province defense and a Great Olm. Now, this is actually kind of spoopy defense because it's Barbarians. Barbarians hit hard, but we should have enough here to cause it to not be too terribly much of an issue. So the Great Olm pops someone. Pops, but tries to pop someone, but misses. These two warriors are just gonna die. But then the waves crash together, and Barbarians are strong. My infantry, I think, is just a little bit stronger, right? And even if they weren't, there's now no leadership. Ushus have killed. Well, I say that, but probably some of these are... Nope, doesn't look like it. Yeah, so we have fully killed the leadership. So even if we weren't stronger, infantry-wise, we would still be winning. But we definitely took a couple losses from that, so let's take a look. We lost 1 Inky's Chosen, 2 Inkidus, and 1 Urgard. So lost 4. I mean, we'd rather have lost nothing, but against this much Province defense and a Great Olm, and it being Barbarians, that's pretty acceptable. So we also have a battle in Feverfens, where we have thrown our god once more into the mix, and I don't, like, I feel like this is a bad idea, but we're up against Jaguar Tribe, and I want to secure that border with Pangea. I don't want him to look at us and be like, oh, they're weak. Let's turn on them instead of, you tapping motherfucker. Your claws hurt, Odie boy. Your claws hurt. So we got Jaguar Tribe. This should not be a problem for us. We Iron Skin up, which gets us to 20 protection. We Temper Flesh, makes us resistant. We Body Ethereal, which should make us very hard to kill from these guys. Our Goats go in. They do nothing. And then Jaguar Tribe's just going to shoot. And that's going to be pretty much worthless. We're going to walk in and very slowly start killing people. If we can get a brand on our Anunnaki, he will actually be quite scary. I'm really considering, after hitting Alteration 5, I'm really considering just snagging Construction 2 real quick, just to be able to put some light gear on him. Some, like, worthwhile gear, basically. Because he's got built-in regeneration, he's got great magic paths for buffing, and you know, with some basic gear, he could really be amazing. And we're he's never gonna lose paths, you know. He's got immortality. We can, with a little bit more prep time, we can call him back in a turn instantly every single time. So we want to get to the point to where we can utilize and do utilize our god as a strong super combatant. All right, so yay, we won in Fever Fins. That was to be expected. Got 2 events, both in Neotha, which we just conquered. Agartha's Dominion actually has fortune in it, which is kind of nice. An heirloom from a native clan has come into our possession. We gained a berserker pelt. Cool. And a trader vessel has arrived from distant ports. The officials have been able to tax its merchants plus 100 gold. Awesome. Great. We have a worldwide event with a competition in the arena. So we don't really care about this very much, especially not with Hinnom and Yomi in the game. It's like, no. Nope. Not gonna happen. So maybe again, like maybe in a super like future scenario where our god's kitted out and we can throw him into the mix, you know, but not right now. All right, what are we doing this turn? This turn is kind of the big turn for hopefully getting rid of Agartha. So we're moving all of our forces from the Womb and Neotha onto Agartha. We've got NC2 over here with 19 units, 15 mixed infantry, and 4 Mushushus. We've got in the Womb 32 units here with 26 mixed infantry and 6 Mushushus, 28 mixed infantry and 3 Mushushus. Then we've got a bunch of lightning bolt casters. We've got a bunch of swarm casting. This should be more than enough. We should be able to smash Agartha at the Womb. This is what? 20 units basically, 30 units basically, 30 units basically, so 80 units basically, plus another 10-ish casters. So we're looking at around 90 units. He's got 20 Great Olms and Cavern Guards. I don't imagine he has very many mages, because those are expensive. He doesn't have much money to play with. And his province defense is going to be a lot. Like, we already know that. So the province defense is going to be a big pain. And he might have hit some research to do some stuff. He might have his god out, you know? So this might not be completely in the bag, but I think that what we have right now... Toss my god? I can't even toss my god, so... I would say what we have right now should be enough to take it down. If it's not, well, fuck me. I don't know at this point. Like, I don't know at this point. All right, so hopefully next turn we pop. We're not gonna instant pop it. We've got 250 wall integrity to get through. We've got like 178 siege strength here and like 50. So it's going to take multiple turns to pop it anyways. But hopefully we will be able to scatter the province defense without much issue and go from there. All right, what else are we doing? We are moving Elder 5 over into Underspring, right, to start the defense organization there. We are continuing to build our city palisades in Perenna and doing basic research. We have taken Fever Fens and we're going to site search there. Probably, like I said, going to go on a site search journey with our god for the next maybe 10-15 turns, trying to make sure that we cover really like swamps, caves, mountains, right down here, maybe forests, the high magic site option provinces. We're going to try to hit with our god to make sure that find every earth, astral, and nature site that we can, because those are the sites that, generally speaking, are very important to us. We would really love to ever find an air site. In fact, we're actually going to send out to continue site searching because we really need to find an air site. We've been very unlucky. We've searched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 provinces so far and not found just a +1 air would be nice. Do we get air out of Agartha? I don't think so. Water, death, earth, fire. So no. We don't need a crazy amount of air income. We can use a crazy amount of air income, but we do need some air to eventually boost a Gudu and or make use of other options to get into Ugalus, basically. Ugalus are air 3s. They take 24 air gems to summon, and they're incredibly good use of 24 air gems to just be able to go, here's an air 3, here's an air 3, here's an air 3, here's an air 3. Because you can get them into good situations, and they can, you know, cast storms for you, and then all your Gudus can storm power up. Well, not all your Gudus, your air Gudus can storm power up, and then you... Very good use of air gems. But without an income, we're never going to get there. So, is bad. Is bad. Alright, so we're moving over into Underspring. We're site searching with Azar. We are moving this Gudu out to site search. We are moving Elder 6. We're doing a truffle shuffle with our elders. We're moving Elder 6 into Gladewood, Elder 2 into Sinkhole Swamp, Elder 8 into Woods of Many Path, and that is just to make sure that we are taking advantage of the defense organization as much as we possibly can. So we'll get a tick here, here, and here next turn. We are trying to consolidate to make sure that we can take Rim Mountains back soon, and in the effort of doing that, what we're doing in is we are summoning a new NC, getting more troops, add to the pile, and over in Kohnberg, we're doing much the same. We're summoning a Gudu and getting more troops to add into the... Oh. So, in 2 turns, we will have a leader for the army that is here, and then the turn after that, they will move down into Gladewood, and then the turn after that, they and the forces from Kohnberg can converge on Rim Mountains. So we should have Rim Mountains back in 5 turns, roughly. Hopefully before Hylasa. Also, a new challenger approaches. We can see Lanka down here has taken the Sleepy Wolds. Congratulations to them. Led by Antariksa, the Raksharaja radiates power. Also, we're recruiting a scout over here because I want to get some vision in this area. Gonna be able to keep an eye on. I think it's unlikely that they're gonna try to force, just like Kailasa, right? Trying to force into such a narrow front and invade someone is kind of meh, right? You mostly want to attack on a wider front so you have more options. You don't get pigeonholed, right? But sometimes it happens, so we do have to watch out for it. This is a pretty large, scary army, full of Palankashas, Ganas, Long Dead, and Long Dead Banara. So the Long Dead actually, as far as is concerned, is a pretty good nation to deal with Long Dead, to deal with undead, period, because has so many priests that just bringing normal, like you think our Gudus, right, and our Galas and our Salmes, just bringing a force of mages normally to cast against an army suddenly turns into, oh, they're also a bunch of priests, right? So after they cast whatever you scripted them to cast, all of a sudden they'll just, a lot of the time, default to, oh, there's a bunch of undead, banishment, 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 which is pretty nice in the right situations, actually. It can be annoying in the wrong situations, but for the most part, it makes me less afraid of big undead nations. However, Lanka's not just a nice undead demon blood nation, etc. It's also got some really chunky units. These boys are very strong, very, very strong. And if he's got a decent bless, which he probably does, and that's part of what I want to find out. I want to see if I can't like get some knowledge on him and his bless, and if he's got a good bless, they can be incredibly threatening. Very, very killing with the pollen kashas and some of his other sacred units that he can get a hold of. Okay, that is pretty much it for the turn. Research wise, we are only about 3 turns away from Alteration 5. After Alteration 5, we are probably going to duck down Construction, hit Construction 2. And then we are probably going to run up Conjuration, because Conjuration is going to give us a couple of different options. We've talked about this before, right? But getting Kusarakus is pretty nice. 6 Earth Gems for 2 Sacred Demons that have pretty good stats, and with our Bless have even better stats, right? Regeneration and very nice protection, etc. is not too bad. And since this is Earth 1, every single Gudu that we have, and a fair chunk of Incies and some other casters that will end up getting, they can dump Earth Gems into this very, very quickly. That being said, actually, so there is the argument for, before doing something like Kusarakis, and this is a long before, right? I would want to get access to this Kusaraki so that we can dump whenever we need to. But we might not just, like, as soon as we get it, we might not just be like, oh, we have 50 Earth Gems, let's just dump them all. What we might do instead is we might just sit on them and occasionally use them when we need to. And then afterwards, we might head up Enchantment to get to Earthblood Deepwell, because after Earthblood Deepwell, suddenly we can shovel out a shit ton of these very, very quickly, especially if we continue our Gudu production. Because Gudus are, they're always 50-50. They're going to be air, which is going to be useful, or they're going to be earth, which is useful. And the earth ones, if we have 10, 20 of them in the mid game, then with enough gems and enough gem income, they can produce a crazy amount of Kusarakus very quickly. Kusariku. I don't know how to pronounce these. Get out of here. Anyways, so we're probably going to run up Conjuration a bit. Conjuration also gets us other nice things, of course, right? It's going to get us Summon Earth Power, right? Which is going to be very useful for our Gudus, our Earth Gudus. Also going to be very useful for our God, right? Because it's Reinvigoration, and it's higher Earth Power for those Gudus. If we get up to level 4, we do get Kusarakus, but we also get other things, and this is gonna sound silly, but we get Voice of Apsu. And Voice of Apsu is going to allow us to... Water can be very valuable for us later on, because it does get us into some really cool gear, and can get us some, break us into some other paths, like Kokithiids and things like that, right? But I tend not to favor it a whole bunch. Like, we've got one Ishib right now, and he's running around site searching. It's way, way easier for us to just Harken Ishib in and Voice of Apsu our whole fucking territory. And that's gonna tend to give us better results in the long run than it is to move one Ishib around forever. Another big thing is Strength of Gaia. This is something that we're going to be able to cast on our God, Okay, so gives strength, bark skin, regeneration, kind of whatever for him. But it's also going to be something that we can cast if we take a look on these guys, Enkidu Shamans, right? So we do eventually want to start getting a handful of these, and they come out of the gate Nature 3, Earth 2, so they will be able to cast Strength of Gaia, guaranteed. And Strength of Gaia is very strong. It gives you strength, bark skin, regeneration, but it also boosts your nature power. So it's going to make all of those nature 3s into nature 4s at the very least, because they might already be nature 4s. And if they are nature 4s, nature 5, yeah, it can be some really big shit later on. So nature 5, for example, in fucking the right scenarios, can get Gaia's Blessing on the entire battlefield. So resistance all across the entire battlefield, which could be very strong. Okay. So, and there's a couple of other buffs that they can do, etc., etc. Just a nice thing. Anyways, I think that is going to be it for the turn. It's kind of jack and jaw about what our future plans might be. Hopefully, this is the end for Agartha. Hopefully, we can establish our borders fairly well, take Rim Mountains back, take 164 or 147, maybe 163, I don't know. And go from there. All right, that's going to be it for the turn. I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.